And up next here, we got Cameron Saaiman making his comeback after taking some time off after some bad losses. He's a young guy, got fast tracked a little too quickly, but if he could show some improvements, I still think he has a long career ahead of him. And he's going to be taking on Malcolm Wellmaker, who's a tantalizing fighter. He's someone that just won on the Contender Series, has a good story. He has a full-time job. He's a real humble guy, and like how he carries himself on social media. I think he has the chance to get a lot of fans, especially with this fight style as well. But 30 years old and still a little raw. So this is a good fight for both guys. I think that Cameron Saaiman, if he can come in here and beat Wellmaker, it'll show that he's still a really good prospect and someone that the UFC could potentially get behind. And for Malcolm Wellmaker, if he can beat someone like Cameron Saaiman right away, I mean, we saw Peyton Talbot get Cameron Saaiman and then get ranked. So I feel like Wellmaker would get pushed far if he can get this victory. But style-wise, Saaiman, he likes to throw a lot of kicks on the outside. He moves around. He'll try to pull fighters into hooks, overhands, good punching power, and he hides his punches pretty well. He'll slide back, crack with the left hand. In the pocket, you see him rolling with shots, slightly moving out the way, and cracking hard counters. So he's good there. Switch hitter, so you have to be aware of him throwing from both stances also. He throws a lot of spinning attacks and nice combinations. He will go to the legs, the body, the head, closes the gap quickly. But he does drop his hands, so if you can get the beat on him, you could time counters. And on the inside, he does a good job of shelling and countering, but knees, uppercuts can come through his guard. He has some power, but to me, it's more his volume, cardio, and tenacity that separate him. And if you slow down Saaiman, we'll put it on you. But this fight, like the fight with Peyton Talbot, he's fighting a really long opponent, and he struggled with the length of Talbot. He was getting countered coming in and eventually got knocked out. So he's going to have to figure out how to close that void in this fight here. But Saaiman, he will mix it up a little bit and try to get some takedowns, but he's not a super relentless wrestler or a great wrestler. Serviceable wrestling defense, but I don't think that's going to be something that he really has to go for here. I think that, honestly, being 24 years old, hopefully he has some new tricks coming in here, and bringing a wrestling element could surprise Wellmaker, could be smart, cage wrestling him, trying to get his back against the cage and maybe just grinding him out a little bit. If Saaiman gets on top, he does have nice ground and pound too, but Malcolm Wellmaker, super long and lanky. He has natural ability to fight. You could tell that he's very calm, cool, composed in there. Switch stances. He'll try to catch fighters with straight, short hooks, good overhands. He can get a little wild, but you could tell he's getting better, more composed fight to fight. He has elite power. In this fight, I think knees, uppercuts, we need to see more of those from him, but really I've never seen him use those weapons. And Wellmaker, I think, needs to pressure. Try to cut the cage off, back Saaiman up, and he can't give Saaiman room to explode or kick. Wellmaker doesn't tend to check low kicks, so he has to address that early and figure out how to mitigate that damage. But Wellmaker, I think he needs to pressure, stay in his range, try to get Saaiman to come to him, and then land the counters over the top like he did against Adam Bramhart on Contender Series. And if he lands clean, he has the power to get the knockout. But Wellmaker, you could tell he's getting better in the grappling, but it's still a little bit raw there for him. And we'll see if it holds up against Saaiman. But Wellmaker does have good cardio. He has good elbows off the breaks and the clinch, and he'll stay calm in bad positions. If you take him down, he could usually work his way back up eventually, and still has the gas tank to start pressuring you again. And I do think people are a little low on Saaiman right now. He's better than what people are saying, but Wellmaker, he's getting better every fight. He is good at controlling range and countering guys coming in. And I think he has to be really sharp for Saaiman. Saaiman, to me, is the better overall fighter, but it's just coming down to if Wellmaker with these elite tools can win with a lesser skill set. If Wellmaker can pull Saaiman into a big shot, he can knock him out like we saw Talbot do with the counter left hook. And I really think this fight could go either way, because I think Saaiman will be the more experienced fighter that can win minutes with a good game plan, but the entire fight he's going to be vulnerable to a counter as he tries to cross the void. And I want to say Saaiman gets the job done, but kind of a gut prediction for me. Something tells me Wellmaker is special. He's raw, and maybe he'll drop this fight, and his potential will never shine through. But I think he can catch Saaiman and knock him out, or at least rock him a few times and steal the decision. I do agree with this being pick 'em because I think both guys have paths to victory. But for me personally, I'm going to predict Wellmaker wins via second round knockout.